So I'm gonna tell you guys about my self-harm and depression story. So I guess a good place to start is back when I was younger, and like I was never really a happy child. That sounds really sad, but I was worried all the time, and I never really felt like a child, to be honest. I worried about anything and everything, which is quite weird at that age, but yeah. So it was just me and another girl in my class in primary school, and the rest were boys. So it was quite hard having only like one girl to rely on, if you know what I mean. So I was really shy. I don't know if it was to the point of like social anxiety. Can't even say that word right. But I think it was like more like extreme shyness. So I'm not really sure if it was that or not. But yeah. What was it? Piece of my t-shirt. And so I can't even remember what I was going to say. So I don't so I don't think it was as far as that, but it might have been, I don't know. So I went through primary school from age 4 to 11, and I was so shy. Like I didn't really talk to anyone. There was only one person I talked to, my best friend that was in my class. I didn't really talk to anyone else. So moving on, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I can't be bothered. I'll do that at a later stage sometime. So in P7 we were going to leave, okay, to go to secondary school, and we had to do all these tests. Like my country's weird. Like we do these exams to see what like school you're gonna get into, like secondary, grammar, whatever. So we had to do these like exams, and I tried so hard in them, like really hard, but like my overall grade was really crap. Like I got like a D, which is like a fail, and I felt like a failure. Like seriously, I felt so bad. Like even at that age I felt like my whole world was over. And I think the main reason for that was because my best friend got an A, meaning she was going to go to grammar school and I was going to go to secondary, and we were both going to be like split up. Like I knew her my whole life, like from church and Sunday school and school, and it just felt like someone I relied on, and someone who like maybe done all the speaking for me wasn't going to be there anymore, meaning I have to like speak for myself, which sounds really weird. But yeah, she is going to a different school than me, and I absolutely hated myself. I didn't do any better than what I did, and I was so upset. I remember just like crying each night thinking, why am I going to a different school with my best friend? It sounds so stupid now, but like it just like I feel like it ruined maybe the whole time I had in primary school, because that's the one memory that stands out. And then a few weeks later, from after getting my result, my uncle died. Like that hit me so hard, like seriously. I blamed myself so much for his death. Like I'm not going to go into detail now, but I will in the future. And I felt so bad. Like someone who I loved so much and someone who valued me as a person was now gone, and it was so difficult. Like I adored my uncle so much. Like he died from like cystic fibrosis. Like back then I never knew what it was. Like, and he used to go to hospital like every night. So when we were like visiting my granny, he lived with my granny by the way, because he wasn't married. So when we were going to like visit my granny, like every night he would leave, and like there'd be a taxi for him, and he never told us where he was actually going. He was like, oh, I'm away to see my lady. He was like, oh, I'm away to see my girlfriend, and we're like, oh right, okay. We like believed it because we were like young at the time, so we never really knew what was going on until we were older. So I know it was stupid for me to blame myself, but I just did at that time for certain reasons that I'm not going to say right now. So that sort of like really hurt me and destroyed me, and I can remember just like thinking, oh, I don't want to go I don't want to go to Granny's house because I'm just going to remember him and he's been missing. It's not going to be the same. So I used to like dread going to my granny's house, which sounds so awful, but I did at that time. So yeah. So moving on, I went to secondary school, and I knew no one in school whatsoever. I knew no one in my class, I knew no one in my year. It was like a new start, but I felt so like scared and frightened. But there was one girl who was actually my third cousin, which sounds really weird. Like, she wasn't my cousin, but she was my third cousin. So I relied on her quite a lot, and yeah, so we became really good friends, but I never felt like I could actually speak properly. Like, I would talk, but not like that much, if you know what I mean. So the years went on, first year, second year, third year, I got like lots of friends and stuff, but I never really talked to them that much. Like, I can remember like at lunchtime and stuff, we would all sit in these wee steps. We would have this wee place where we would all sit, and I remember like just plugging in my earphones and listening to my MP3 player, so I wouldn't have to talk to anyone, which is really, really weird. But I didn't feel comfortable talking to them, which is quite strange. I just felt so shy, and like, they were the only people I actually talked to, but I actually struggled to talk to them. Like, I can remember sitting in class dying to go to the toilet, but I was so scared to ask the teacher, so I just sat there and like that's not good. And I can remember like days where I would never understand like the homework or what we're given like to do, so sometimes I just sit there and be like, what is going on? And then there's like other times where the teacher would like ask me questions in English, like in English class, and I used to just sit there and just like stare out the window, hoping that she'd give up and ask someone else, because I never wanted to answer them because I was so shy. Yeah, that was actually in fourth year as well, so that was like from first year to fourth year, that I was like so shy. Oh, I got a text. Ooh. Oh, it's just like about a practice for like singing and stuff. Anyway, so yeah, I can't even remember what I was gonna say. So yeah, that was like from first year to fourth year. I was like so shy, but like I will admit that that I wasn't as bad as I was in primary school. I was sort of like growing confidence and stuff, and yeah, I was getting there, but I was still a far way off from where I probably should be. And thinking back now, that I don't really know when my depression started, to be honest. Like, in primary school I wasn't really happy, but I was really sad. Like, I did have my moments where I was really, really down, and then going to like secondary school. I don't know, like I was happy, but I guess like I had good times, but like from maybe fourth year on I was like really depressed maybe. I don't really know the reason why, but like I had a really big fight with my best friend in like fourth year, and we did not talk after that for like 2 years. Like someone I texted like every single day, like I never texted them after that, like they never replied to my texts, and like I understand why, like it was totally my fault, but that was so hard. Like someone you trusted so much was not just gone out of your life. Like you see them every day, but like they never really spoke to you or talked to you at all. So that was really hard. And like she was the one friend I really relied on, and to be honest I never really overly bothered with my other friends, which sounds so bad. Like I should have, but I didn't really, meaning I was like, sort of left on my own. And I guess that's maybe when my depression started, like fourth year, when that all happened. And like I really took it out on myself, and I think that's maybe when my self-harm started too. Like I wouldn't go to the extreme of like actually like cutting my skin with like a blade, but I used to like get scissors and a ruler and just anything like sharp, if you know what I mean. And I used to just like cut like my arm and stuff like that there, because I had to punish myself because I upset someone so much, and like I really hated myself that time. But like it wasn't too extreme, and like I did it maybe once or twice like that year, so it wasn't like I was addicted or anything. So like I did stop for a while, like yeah obviously by the title of the video. Well, I did stop that year, which was good, because like I didn't really know what it was, to be honest. Like my friend self-harmed in the past, and I can remember just sitting beside her in maths class, and she like had broken up her ruler and she's sitting like just cutting her wrists and stuff, and I was like totally shocked. I was so upset. So I can just remember taking the pieces out of her hand and just like saying that she shouldn't do that, and like I really cared about her, that was really hard, because that was like the first time I was actually exposed to self-harm. So fifth year was GCSEs, so that was fun. Not really, it's sarcasm. And so just a lot of exams, stress, everything, and I feel that that's maybe when my depression grew even more. Like I wasn't self-harming at the time or anything, but I really felt like my depression grew then, like really badly, because like stress and exams and coursework and blah blah blah, like everything. And like we had to choose, like that was our last year in my secondary school, because it only goes with the first year and fifth year, meaning we either had to, like we had to pick somewhere else to go, so either like going to work or going to school or like technical college or whatever. So I picked to go to another school, and like just like when I went to secondary school, none of my friends were going. Like I knew no one going, I knew no one in the school. Well, my best friend was in the school, like from primary school, but like we never really spoke anymore, meaning I was really worried. And like all my other friends were going to the same place, like they applied to the same place, meaning they were all going to be together, and I wasn't. And I can remember just bursting into tears one day in school. It was like near the end of the year, and I can remember just sitting in the toilet crying my wee heart out. And like my friend, like she just asked me what was wrong, and I told her that I was going to feel like a loner, that I was going to feel so lonely, and that none of them were going to be there, and that we're never going to keep in contact, and blah blah blah. And she reassured me so much, and yeah, she helped me a lot. So we got our results and we moved on, and I got into the grammar school that I never got in, like, into in first year, which is really hard because I felt like, oh, like, when looking back, I was like, oh, I'm never going to get back in, and I actually did. But then I felt like, oh, I don't deserve it, because like I just got in the skin of my teeth sort of thing. And like my brothers were saying that to me over and over again, like they're only joking, but it really got to me. So I remember going into lower sixth, and like in fifth year and all, I was like, I grew in confidence so much, but in like the lower sixth, like I felt like my confidence levels went back to like when I was in second year. I was so shy and I didn't talk to anyone, and like I didn't really have any friends, and like there was the people from my last school that I was friends with did not stay in contact with me, and I was finding it really difficult. And I can just remember going to a teacher and saying that I really need to speak to a counsellor, because I was so down. And I don't know if that's when my, like, I think that's maybe when my depression like got really bad, like when I really realised that I needed help. So I went to a counsellor for about 3 weeks, and to be honest, it didn't help that much, but I think it was because I wasn't really honest. And yeah, there's a lot of things bugging me, but I never really let on what they were. So I went away from that, and then that was around Christmas time, January time. So I went away that I finished that, and I just continued on trying to work hard, feeling depressed, just the same as I was. But to be honest, it got worse and worse, because like I had made friends at this time, but like they were telling me all their problems, and like I was getting really weighed down with their problems and my problems and just everything. So I got really depressed, and I can remember just sitting at home self-harming. Like I can remember self-harming on my birthday, which sounds awful, and I can remember just sitting, just cutting myself over and over again. But I had moved on from like scissors to like a blade, so yeah, it was really hard. So I can remember just like I did not tell anyone, like no one knew. Like at this point, my old best friend from Matthew Chloe, like from my last school, they knew about my struggles. They're having the same problem, because like bullying and various different things, and I was like really close to her again, which is so good, and I was really happy about that. That was the only person I actually really kept contact with from my last school. So we were like just helping each other and just telling each other what was going on, and we were just praying for each other and whatever. And she's the only person that knew. But I can remember just breaking down one day and just telling a friend, she was in the year above me, about my self-harm and how sad I was, and she was so sympathetic and so nice about it. And then like she gave me her like phone number so I could text her whenever I felt like really bad or whatever. And then like that was in the start of the week, and then 2 days later she came up to me at school and told me that she had to tell a teacher because she was really concerned. And like I felt like I was like my whole world gone, like someone was going to find out. Like so she told my teacher, and like my friend told me that the teacher was going to speak to me, but she never really did. like I went through like the 2 days of worrying so much about she's going to speak to me. Oh my goodness, like she was my teacher and like she taught me, and when she goes to speak to me in the class, and I was sitting like panicking, and then like I was sitting like whenever I was in class and whenever the door opened I was like, oh my goodness, she's going to come in and like get me. But that never really happened. But I guess I really needed help, but I wasn't really getting it. So like I felt really bad, so I texted my friend saying how bad I felt and that I don't know if I can not self-harm tonight. And I did self-harm that night. But she had a teacher's phone number. She's like the head of girls for like the school, and she texted her, and that teacher texted the teacher that taught me, the teacher that knew about my self-harm and things like that there. Like I was really, like that teacher sort of knew what was going on, and like I really trusted her. And they phoned my parents. My parents already knew about my self-harm because like when my teacher first, like, wait, hold on, I don't even know. The teacher already knew. No, my parents didn't even already know. Like my parents didn't know. They knew that I was having a hard time, but like she rang my house and asked my mum to keep an eye on me to see if I was okay. I can't even remember if my mum knew at that stage I self-harmed or not. I don't really know. But anyway, so no, actually my teacher didn't ring that time. I'm getting so confused. Like the teacher rang my teacher and told her, and then I can remember just like my friend was having like a bake sale in school that day, like the next day on the Friday, and I can remember just bringing like a cake and all in school, and we were walking down the corridor to leave it in the home economics room, and I can remember just the teacher just dragging me into her office like, we need to talk, and I was like, oh my word. So like all my friends were just standing outside like, what on earth is going on, because none of them knew whatsoever. So that was really a really hard conversation to have with her. But I felt like she really totally understood, because she went through like depression and stuff in the past, and like I can't even remember what she said to me. I don't really want to go into detail, but she basically told me she had to ring my parents, and I freaked out so much, like seriously. But she did ring them, and my mum like questioned me about it like on Sunday night, and it was so hard, but like I guess it needed to be done. So I went to see the counsellor again in school, and it helped more than it did before, but I'm not really sure if it really did help, because I wasn't totally honest once again, and I had to break the news to my friends. Some of my friends what was going on. Some were supportive, some were like, you absolute idiot, you're so stupid, why are you doing this to yourself? Some were just like, snap out of it. But like I sort of understand where they're coming from, but like I think they didn't really understand what on earth was going on with me. So I guess I self-harmed less, but like exams came up and stress, and I kept doing it to myself, and then I thought like, enough is enough, like I better go and see the doctor. So I went to the doctor after my exams were all over in June, and I got put on antidepressants. I did not tell them about my self-harm, which was maybe like a stupid thing not to do. So so summer was really good. I did not self-harm at all, which is really good. So I didn't self-harm from about June time to September, which is quite long. So, but then I started back to school and things got on top of me again. I self-harmed again, people's problems making me really sad. I worried about them like non-stop, and just the same as it was the year before, and I was self-harming, really depressed, just a heap of other stuff. Like, I'm talking about this year at the minute, by the way. That was like September time, and my teacher knew how much I was struggling. Like, she said I could go and talk to her anytime, so I did. I continued to talk to her, she continued to talk to me. We talked about like depression and things that could help, and just workload and things like that there. She was so nice and supportive. And then like I asked to go to see a counsellor again. This is the third time in like 2 years, which is unbelievable. But this time I was like, right, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to say exactly what's on my heart. So I went there for about 12 weeks, which is really long compared to other times, which was like 3. Both of them, other times were like 3 weeks. So I really felt like I got places. And like recently, like I'm not totally there yet, like, but I'm like looking back this time last year, I am 100 times better. But like I am still depressed and I still self-harm. I don't self-harm as much, but I still do. And I don't know whether to go back to my doctor and tell her that antidepressants aren't working. I've been on them like nearly a year, and I feel like they're not working as well as they used to, and it's really, really difficult. And so right at the minute I don't know really how I feel at the minute. I'm okay, but like sometimes they're so sorry. Sometimes they're really, really hard, and I don't know when they're going to get better. I don't know if they're ever going to get better. Like a few weeks back, I remember sitting in school and I felt so bad, and I remember sitting in the toilet cubicle. I broke up my ruler and I just like cut my whole leg, like just my thigh, and that was so bad. Like I never really did that before in school. And I don't really know how I feel at the minute. I'm trying hard, but I think I need to ring my doctor and go back and tell them what's going on. But I don't really know what to do. Like I have exams. I have an exam on Wednesday. Oh my word! Like my and I'm making videos instead. But I don't really like. My teacher basically said I'm not going to pass it, so they basically told me not to revise anymore for it, and like I feel so stressed out about that. Like what on earth am I going to do? I'm just going to sit in the exam hall and probably like break, like cry or something, I don't know. So basically that is my self-harm and depression story, and it is still ongoing, so I can't really like tell you what's going to happen or whatever, or like do like a wee happy ending, because it's not over yet, but hopefully in the future it will be. And if you're wondering about that photo frame in the background, I'm thinking that I have no friends because there's no photo in it. Well, I do, okay. I just haven't put a photo in it yet. And yeah, put the back up there. And so thank you for watching, and please subscribe, and hopefully there'll be more videos soon. Thank you, bye.